Hi, and welcome to Simple Recipes for Christian Living, where I'm going to give you step-by-step details to help you defeat the enemy. Have you ever considered the power of beliefs surrounding your identity? That's what we're going to talk about today. You know, the self-talk that we have in our internal dialogue, sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's hurtful, and sometimes we're just reliving hurtful comments from others or thinking about societal expectations that don't really align with who we truly are in Christ. And sometimes those are really just lies that we are meditating on and we're chewing on. And they take root and they start messing with our self-esteem and our confidence. The trouble is, if we believe a lie about our identities, we will empower those lies. So just think for a moment here. Have you ever suffered from any of these thoughts? Like, no one likes me. I bet they don't like me. I'm all alone. I have no friends. I have no one. Or I'm a failure. I'm a mess up. I can't fix this. No one can fix this. I've messed up way too bad. Those are lies, and they keep us bound and restricted. And I just want to declare over you today that you are a child of God. That's your real identity. In John 1:12, it says, "But to all who believed him and accepted him, he gave the right to become children of God." And so I want to tell you today, your identity and your belief system go hand in hand. What you believe about your identity, you will act out. You'll act out in your relationships. You'll act out in your belief systems internally about what other people think about you. Your belief system is so important. And it's vital that you believe the truth. So I want to give you some tangible, actionable steps for today. I want you to change your perspective about what's possible for you. You can do this by starting to add declarations throughout your day that are the opposite of those negative beliefs or those negative thoughts that are going through your internal dialogue. So you're going to declare something that's the opposite. For instance, if you're struggling with this thought that I'm a failure, I'm a mess up, I'm a screw up, I'm never going to be good enough, I'm never going to meet those goals, the opposite would be something like, you know what? I can fail, but that's not who I am. I have permission to fail and learn from my mistakes, but that's not my identity. My identity is I'm a child of God. You could put in some timers on your phone that go off like 3 times a day. That's kind of what I usually recommend. And set those timers with a label that says, I'm not a failure. Or maybe the opposite of what's true and positive, something like, I have permission to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Or if you're thinking something like, no one likes me, you would declare and put a timer in your phone that says, God likes me. Jesus actually likes me. He calls me his friend. Something like that. Those are actionable steps that you can start thinking about. You want to chew on the truth. The more that you chew on the truth, the more you're going to start believing the truth. The more that you meditate on those things that are not true, you're going to act it out. You're going to believe it enough to act it out. It's going to come out in your relationships. It's going to come out in the way that you speak about yourself and about others. If you're struggling with negative belief systems, and maybe it's more than just one thing, maybe it's several things, there are some things that you can do. I want you to think about taking a first step, just a first step. If you're unsure of learning from a digital platform that I have available, I have a free way that you can try it out. If you go to heatherobrien.net/courses, scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page and you're going to find some free resources. There's a free video and reading plan on breaking free from addictions. I want you to try it out. It's got the entire recipe to break free from addiction, and it actually works. I've seen this work on all different kinds of addictions. In fact, one of my latest favorite testimonies is from a man. He was struggling with watching a TV show. It was a series, and it just kept playing one TV show after the other. And he was suffering from gluttony, from the spirit of gluttony. We prayed it off of him, and he worked through these steps that are in this free video plan on breaking free from addictions. And he took them and he worked through them, and he doesn't suffer with that gluttony of TV anymore. You know, addictions are really in our life in a lot of different ways that we maybe haven't thought about. It's not always drugs and alcohol and all these terrible things that we think about when we think about addiction. Sometimes it's TV. It's drinking one too many, or eating too many calories, or going shopping when we don't have the money, or doing something to fill ourselves with comfort that's not God. So I want you to consider going to heatherobrien.net/courses, scroll to the bottom of the page, and get your free resource for breaking free from addictions. And that's all for today, warriors. I want you to share this episode with a friend or two, and I pray blessings and favor will chase you down.